and talk about writing strategies. It is fine and well to talk about writing your book, and you get excited when you get started. You have the initial momentum of thinking and dreaming what it will be like when it's all done. But when it comes to the actual writing, a lot of times we can get stuck. We can get frustrated. We can get writer's block. We can get overwhelmed. And so I'm here to share a couple strategies that have worked very, very well for me in my writing process. So these are also strategies that I use with my clients that have shown to have ultimate success. So I want to make sure that I share those with you guys today. So the first strategy that could be a great starter is to find your information or your inspiration from somewhere else. So this could be looking for writing prompts. This could be watching movies. This could be talking to people that are in your as an ideal reader. This could be reading a book that is on your subject, those sort of things. So start to look for inspiration in other areas. The second thing is share your writing with a receptive accountability partner. So you may have gotten started writing and you may say, wow, I really, did all that I could do on this topic or wrote all I can write on this topic, or I think I summed this up very, very well. And before you know it, you give the information to someone new and they could say, well, that didn't really match up with that, or that didn't align with that, and that didn't make sense in this way. And so it gives you an opportunity to reflect on what you wrote and make changes so that it's easy to be understood by your reader. Make sure that you find a good person to give you feedback. You don't want your mom who's going to say, oh, baby, you did a great job because I love you and that's my job as a mom to tell you did a good job. You need someone to give you that tough love, someone who's going to say, wow, you did really, really well, but you missed this part, or this part is too confusing, or I feel like you compiled too much information in a small amount of space, or maybe you extended the information too long and it could have been better written in two paragraphs. Whatever it is, you want someone who is going to be honest with that information. The third tip is to rid yourself of perfectionism. So get rid of the idea that your writing is perfect. Many times we have this incongruent idea that the books that we read were written just like that from the beginning. And I am here to tell you that all the books that you have read have been edited to some extent. And so they didn't all start off very easy to be read. They didn't start off very organized and well categorized. They started off as a hot mess on paper, just like your writing will start. And they had to learn to order it effectively. And so understand that your writing is not going to come off perfect. But as you slowly develop your story, as you slowly develop your writing, as you slowly develop the way you want to portray or give the information to your reader, the more it will flow and the more it will come together. Okay? The fourth step is schedule a writing time. This one is my favorite because what I find is a lot of people are like, well, my coach told me that I should write in the morning, so I should write in the morning, right? But if you're half asleep at your desk and you're falling over and you're not focused, don't write in the morning. Don't write for the sake of writing. Write where you know that you are going to be most successful. So if you are a morning person, write in the morning. I know for me, I was a morning person. My kids weren't up. My phone wasn't buzzing. I wasn't easy to get pulled in 10 different directions. And so writing in the morning worked very, very, very well for me. But then I have clients who work very well in the evening. They know that they do better when it's evening because they're alert, they're more awake, they're not rushed and thinking about getting off to work. Their day is done, they can reflect on everything, and they can write. The other benefit of scheduling a writing time is that it sets your brain up for a pattern, and we are creatures of habit. And so just like you set your alarm for a certain time every day, set your writing schedule for a certain time every day. And what you'll find is that your brain will automatically be tuned into writing because you have now formed a habit where your brain feels successful at writing. And so you want to make sure that you do that. You also want to make sure that you make your writing time non-negotiable. So that means if you have writing time from 4 to 5, but your friends invite you to happy hour, you need to know that you made that appointment and you need to be there. Just like you would attend a work meeting, just like you would attend a doctor's appointment, same thing, your kids' school function, you want to make sure that you are attending to your writing time because ultimately your goals are important and you matter just as much as doing something for anybody else, okay? And just like you invest time for work and you give your time and energy to your family and to your spouse and to your kids, you need to give that time and energy to yourself, your personal development, and your goals. So that is the power of scheduling it. Finally, the fifth step is to eat the elephant one bite at a time. Obviously, you guys have heard the quote, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And I'm going to be very honest with you. Writing a book is a giant elephant. And when you think about it, when you say, all right, I'm going to write a 20,000 word manuscript, I'm telling you, laying that on your shoulders is going to feel like a huge burden, a huge weight, and you're going to feel overwhelmed. But instead of allowing yourself to be overwhelmed or flustered or frustrated with that process, give yourself small increments that you can meet. And so maybe you say, all right, I'm going to give myself until the end of the year to write the book. And so for every month, I need to write 1,500 words, because now 1,500 words sounds more doable. Or maybe you say, every day I'm going to write a page, or every day I'm going to write a paragraph. Whatever small bite-sized chunk is going to work for you. But make sure those small bite-sized chunks ultimately equal the big goal. So for example, one of my reading goals is I'd like to read 4 books a month. But I don't tell myself, all right, here's 4 books that I have to read. I definitely don't tell myself that I have 52 books that I need to read in a year. So what I do is I say, all right, this week my goal is to read 1 book. Now that sounds more doable because I know I can get 1 book done in a week. But when I think of the 52 book goal, it's a heavy burden. It's a heavy weight. And then it makes me already want to throw in the towel before I even got started. And so the same thing happens with writing. Give yourself small little bite-sized goals that will get you to the ultimate goal of getting the book written. So those are the strategies that I would use. I'd like to challenge you today to pick 1 or 2 strategies that you can now implement to make your writing more consistent. The ones that I would recommend you start with would be chewing the elephant or eating the elephant one bite at a time. So find a way that you can break your big aspiring author goal down into small bite-sized chunks. And the second one that I would recommend that you start with is scheduling your writing time. That's going to be one of the key components because consistency is key in this process. And if you have that writing time, that writing schedule, that writing place, and you have that structure around your writing setup, then you're more likely to be consistent. So those are the 2 that I recommend. But obviously, if you're coming in and you've been writing for some time and you have some things that work for you and you're bumping into some roadblocks or some obstacles with your writing, try to implement the other things. Try to use writing prompts. Try to get other insight and inspiration from books and movies and talking to your ideal reader. Try to get inspiration or insight or feedback from your accountability partner. You can use these other strategies as well in the process. So check them out. Let me know how you like them. And I will chat with you guys later. Until next time, continue with clarity. Bye.